Make your homemade cottage cheese. First thing you're going to do is start with some zero net carb tofu. I've got this organic sprouted tofu from Trader Joe's. Everybody knows it's my favorite. I get it almost every time. It's firm. Extra firm. Extra firm. And you're going to use your tofu press. If you don't have a tofu press, you can always put it between some parchment paper or some paper towels or whatever and press it with something heavy. If you want a tofu press, this is one of the best ones. I've tried 4 different ones. This is my favorite, and it's listed on my affiliates link in our big group. And I'll be right back after I get this into position. Okay, you just want to set this out of the way and let it press until you've got out the majority of the water. I'll probably let it press for a couple hours. I'll come in and dump the water out and then press it for a little bit longer. It usually ends up about half the size of what it is, but yeah. So just press away, and then we'll catch up with you later. All right, the second and final step to making our cottage cheese, which is going to turn out like this. Looks like cottage cheese, right? It's very yummy, guys. Okay, so I'm only going to make a half batch because, as you can see, I still got a half of a batch there. So I'm going to take half of my Trader Joe's zero carb tofu, and you're just going to break it up into a container. And I like these plastic soup containers. Just going to break it up until where it's like the size of curds are in cottage cheese. So you just get this all nice and broke up here. This is so good, you guys. And remember, if you're going to double this and use a whole package of any kind of tofu, use the extra firm. This is nice and dry because I dried it in the press. If you're going to use the whole thing, just double what I'm fixing to do with the add-ins. And this is so simple. It just does not use that much stuff. Now remember, I don't usually salt my food like this. You can always salt it when you're eating it, or if you want to, you can use salt when you're doing it. I just choose not to. Okay, so once you have your curds made, you're going to add, or I'm going to add, a couple tablespoons of plant milk. Doesn't take a lot. I am going to add most of the juice of a half of a lemon. Watch out for the seeds. Because the reason I'm using the lemon, to me, I don't know, I just think that the apple cider vinegar by itself is a little much. So use the juice of the lemon, and about a tablespoon of your apple cider vinegar. Everything's in the container, so we're going to shake it up really good. Okay, now all you have to do is you just leave this sitting out on your counter for about, I left mine for 12 hours because you want it to sour up and get that nice sour creamy cottage cheesy flavor, right? So that's what it's going to look like. It's not going to be overly wet. But remember, sour cream does have a little bit of moisture in it. So, you know, it's milky and it's curdsy. So after this sours up to the point that you want it, and it can be anytime. You can taste it during the timing or whatever. Like I said, I leave mine out of the counter for about 12 hours to sour up. And then you will have cottage cheese. Vegan cottage cheese. And it's so good. Hope you enjoy.